Well, guys, we are refilming this entire video because I filmed the last one all in slow motion. Guys, this is a knife from a company that has pretty much impressed me at every step of the way. This is the Trivisa Delphinus, and I think I'm going to like it. I think I am. There's some stuff that I'm not 100% with. I'm kind of on the fence with a couple, but we're going to turn this around and take a look at it first day in pocket. All right, guys, so this is that Trivisa Delphinus, and the first thing you're going to notice is it is striking. So Trivisa Knives has really impressed me with a lot of their knives. This is really no different. I'm impressed with a lot of the things I see in this. It does have some issues that I see, but we'll talk about those after. So this is a liner lock done with thumb studs and a top flipper, front flipper action. It's done in a modified Wharncliffe, almost harpoon style, with a 14th C28N blade. And like all the other Trivisa knives I've had that have come in, ridiculously sharp, and this one has an incredible behind the edge thickness. It's, like I said, a liner lock. Really good action on this. Good thumb studs that are in a very nice position to allow you to deploy. Now, I did a little bit of cutting with this, but it is 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. I work nights now, and so this is my afternoon, and I haven't had a chance to get outside and do a bunch of cutting. I'm going to do a lot more cutting with it once the sun comes up. But so far, it just screams through material. It is a nice thin behind the edge profile on this. It comes down really thin at the point with a nice distal taper, as you guys can see how it comes down. Nice piercing tip. And then this swedge gives it a bunch of different facets. And you've got that point there that just gives it an aggressive look. In hand, you've got a couple different handholds on this. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So you've got this area here where you can get down in here and just pinch it down in here, and you got your thumb up here. But you've also got an area that is a big enough choil that you can get up on top here and then power down through bigger cuts. I find that to be the most comfortable grip with this knife. The handles on this have got this rock pattern here that gives you a good bit of tactility and grip, but because it's multi-layered red and black G10, it also makes it stunning. It just gives us this wave pattern along the entire exterior of the handle. And then something kind of cool, this is hollowed out. That's not just flat. This is actually hollow down in here. So when you get it in hand and your fingers fall in there, it just feels really good. The front flipper just completely disappears and becomes part of the overall spine of the knife. And then that allows you, since it doesn't have a forward flipper, that allows you to have that grip on that like this. As far as the edge on this, all of the Trivisa knives have come really sharp. 14C28N is one of my favorite steels because of the aggressive edge it takes, and with something really thin like this, it just slices incredibly well. And 14C28N is a pretty resilient steel. As you can see, reversible pocket clip on this. You've got great access, really good access to the lock bar on this. That is just about the perfect mix of removing material here and removing material on the lock bar, but not making the lock bar feel too thin. It's just that perfect mix. It gives you just the perfect access. The lockup on it is not really early or late. It's just about perfect on that. And there is no play in that, nothing. And as you can see, ceramic detent ball, ceramic bearings, really smooth action, and just overall look on this. I know that should be just like a tertiary thing. It shouldn't be the primary, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And then you got this black G10 back spacer, which is also really cool. They've done a good bit of weight reduction on the interior. So this could have been a much heavier knife, considering that's a lot of G10 on there, that multi-layered G10. So with all that being said, it's a really good knife so far, but there are some issues I do have with it. So as always, flip side of the knife, flip side of the story. Let's crack into that. So first things first, I'm not a big fan of the pocket clip for a couple reasons. If you're going to give me a deep carry pocket clip, I want it to be deep carry, and this really isn't. When you get this in your pocket, especially with this more pointed area, because they put the lanyard hole down here, even though it is ambidextrous, typically I'm like, that's a bonus. I don't really like the pocket clip, so I don't care if it's ambidextrous. The next thing, the pocket clip is surface mounted. And so if you're going to have any issues with this, the issue is that this is going to become loose, and then it's going to start moving, and then you're going to strip out the holes for your screws. This should have been milled out and sunk down in a little bit. And as attractive as I think this is, I think they could have forgone a little bit of the machining and rock patterning here and give you a longer flat to move that pocket clip further back. Lanyard hole, yeah, you got a lanyard hole if you want it, but they've given up one thing to give you another. I don't really like lanyard holes on this knife. It's not horrible, but I think overall use of space, it would have been better if there was a pin in the backspacer to allow that. The next thing, I can't, like this front flipper just doesn't give me the radius. As you can see, most of them, you have this area removed where you can get, so you can see here when it gets to here, then it just stops. And then I have to get past that a little bit and then get my thumb on it again. So for me, the front flipper is just kind of a no-go. It really doesn't do much for me at all. On top of everything else, the pocket clip is a little bit uncomfortable. We're going to get back into some of the comfort things. So when you're in this grip, it's not real comfortable. If you get up here, it's a little bit better. But the big thing is it kind of, I think I'll get used to it. But if you look at the edge angle coming up, and I've had other knives that do this and I do get used to it, but it just feels out of sorts with it in hand. So if you're holding it like this and you've got it like that, the blade is all the way up. It just feels like it's not aligned with the cut the way I want. It's better in this grip because you're a little bit more aligned with what you would want to do. And then this jumping on the flipper tab is not great. I mean, it's not great. It doesn't give you very good traction on it when you're trying to deploy the knife. And then it doesn't do anything here. I would have liked to have seen that jimping be a little bit more aggressive, especially with it being a front flipper. And then the final thing is there is a little bit of thickness in the edge back here. Even though it's nice and thin, you can feel it transition. And what you're going to have is you're going to start to see that this is going to have to be reprofiled back here to marry up and stay thin like the rest of the knife. You can see how as it transitions, it stays a little thicker up to about here. And you can really feel that as you're running your fingers on it. About here, you can feel the thickness really even out and stay thin. Other than that, like, I know that sounds like a lot of negative stuff, but those are just the things that I found first day. There's things that I'll probably get used to. I absolutely love this. I think I would have liked this better if it was an actual flipper, but Trivisa has not let me down with quality materials, the way they do their knives and things like that. There's a couple companies like that. So on this first day, is it a yup or a nah? It's a yup-ish, I'll say. I think I'm really going to like it. I think once I get used to the little idiosyncrasies of the knife, I'm going to enjoy it. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and I'll send you out about your day. Yeah, guys, Trivisa really does good work. Their knives always cut well. They always seem to come sharp, and they're attractive. Even their less attractive knives, super, super functional. The Orion, not necessarily one of the most attractive knives out there, still an incredible knife. I still carry it a lot. It was a gift from Jared over at Knives Knives. If you want to pick one of these up, I'll try to find an affiliate link for it. Guys, speaking of affiliate links, I've got a bunch of affiliate links down below. You can support the channel financially just by buying knives. I also have an Amazon store. It works the same way. Those don't cost you anything at checkout. I just get a portion of it. So take that Amazon store link and pin it to your browser. Use it for all your Amazon shopping. If you want to save a little bit of money, I have discount codes built into my sponsors down below, Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail. I also, that's 10% off at both of those, by the way. I also have 10% off at KATSU Knives, Fahrenfurge Knife Works, and Rosecraft Blades with coupon code crazysharp, all lowercase, all one word, and it also saves you 40% at Beyond EDC Knives. I have a public Discord down below. If you want to reach out to me, you can hit me up there. If you've got knives you want to get into the channel for review, just keep in mind I am working full time now, so I'm only filming 2 days a week. That's why there's only 3 videos a week that are going up. And I have got a membership where you can get into a public or a private Discord, exclusive content, giveaways that I do, and a premium sharpening tutorial series. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. I'll see you in the next video.